government shutdown is having a definite impact on those who work for the federal government in our area. Living without the expected paycheck could mean making difficult choices on how to pay bills, including heat and electricity, and in finding funds to pay for other necessities like food and clothing. The United Way of Southwestern Pennsylvania is ready to help. Joining us now on the Sunday Business page is Angela Reynolds, Senior Director for United for Families and 211 for the United Way of Southwestern Pennsylvania. Angela, welcome to the show, and thank you for the great service that you and United Way do for the folks in this region. It's much appreciated.
And thank you very much for having me on, and also to be able to represent not only the United Way, but 211 and also a whole network of people that are coming together to help.
Well, this is such an important issue. Thousands of people work for the federal government. In fact, I read a statistic the other day that the federal government is the third largest employer here in Allegheny County, one of the largest across the Commonwealth. So we know that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of our neighbors are affected by this ongoing government shutdown.
Yes.
How can United Way, 211, how can these organizations be helpful if somebody watching has a loved one or themselves is finding their ends stretched by this terrible shutdown?
Well, the first thing that I want to point out is that while we are here to assist those government employees who are being affected, and we are poised and ready to help, we're also recognizing that the government shutdown is not just affecting government employees, but it's also affecting other people who are low-income workers, others who are relying on federal assistance, and so being able to be there for them. So the way that the United Way is coming together is that we have a 211 helpline. So you can dial 211 on your phone, press 211 like you would dial 911. You can also text 898-211 for assistance, and we have our website where you can do live chat. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll even be open on Monday, which is Martin Luther King Day. We're also very poised and ready to assist.
So if you dial 211,
yes,
what happens?
When you dial 211, you will get a live person.
A real person.
You'll get a real person.
Good.
It's not a recording. You will get a real person. And what we do is we ask for people to provide us with their zip code. It's important for us to connect people to resources that are local to them, that are in their area.
Sure.
The resource navigator, that's the person who's either on the phone or doing the chat or on text, will then just reach out to the person, ask them some questions, figure out what's going on. What we're starting to get some calls already from people who are being affected, who are starting to be proactive and asking, what can I do if I lose my utilities? What can I do if I do run out of food? So we're able to connect people to food resources, utility assistance. Also, there are people who are worried about whether they can pay their housing. So eviction prevention, foreclosure prevention, the gamut. We also have free tax preparation services. So there are many people who are looking at getting their refund because the IRS has said they're still going to process refunds. So we have people already that are starting to call us so they can get in line so they're prepped and ready to go with getting their refund.
This sounds like an excellent resource. So if you're either a federal worker or someone affected by the shutdown, you just dial 211 and just kind of explain your situation to an expert who will tell you, well, we're working with so-and-so, we can maybe, I know some of the, for example, I know some of the utilities have said they're waiving their rates.
Yes.
Or, I mean, they're not going to, you're going to still have to pay at some point down the line, but at least you won't be penalized for missing a payment or something. Is that you're working with those folks?
Right. So utility companies are offering assistance. Also banks. There are many bank partners who are coming in who are starting to make sure that people, if they're going to miss a mortgage payment, that there won't be challenges there. We've had someone who contacted us about their car note, that they're concerned that they might lose their vehicle, which they need for work when they go back to work. And so we also have some lenders who are willing to work with people who might potentially default on their vehicle loan. So there are many services that are available. We also have transportation assistance. There are some who might be able to get a free bus pass. So there are lots of resources that are available. Our resource navigators are accessing an extensive database. We're also reaching out to our partner agencies. I saw a great piece on KDKA that was dealing with the Pittsburgh Community Food Bank and how they're stepping up, and also local food pantries that are stepping up as well. So what we're looking at 211 is how do we centralize that? So if I'm someone,
I love this.
I don't know where to turn for help, and I'm not sure which number to call where. how do I bring it all together? 211 is that resource with a centralized location.
And I love how you call your folks at the other end of that line resource navigators, because frankly, most of us don't have a clue who to go to, how do we get started, if we're going to talk to our utility companies and the like. I think that this is great. And let's not forget that United Way has a lot of clout in this region, because a lot of your members are the very companies that we need help with. Right?
Yes, and we have really some great partners in this region. From the foundation community, corporate community, our agency partners, that everyone comes together and pull together in a time of need. And what I would like to emphasize is that while our 211 is our region here, we also have an effort that's going on across the state. So United Way of Pennsylvania with 211, also with the AFL-CIO, the American Federation of Government Employees has a partnership that anyone across the state of Pennsylvania can contact 211 by dialing in or texting and can be connected to resources.
Final question, are folks calling in now?
Yes, so we've already started to receive calls, and to your point earlier, over 86% of those who have contacted us for the first time. They did not know where to turn for help. They saw something that said contact 211 and they reached out and they contacted us.
And do they have a specific need?
Yes, so far what we're seeing is that it's housing, utilities, and food. So over 43% of those that have contacted us are for utility assistance, and the other 42% need help with housing or food.
Well, Angela, again, I can't thank you enough for the work you're doing and the work that United Way is doing in this area. It is so critical to as I say, hundreds and thousands of our neighbors in this area. Yeah. Thank you again.
Thank you, John.
Good to have you with us. Appreciate it. When the Sunday Business page continues, Carnegie Mellon University's Tepper School of Business finds a new way for students to earn their MBA degree. We'll tell you why this could change the way teaching takes place on the graduate level at CMU. Stick with us.